if Nick Fuentes can get as big as he is and he's not getting punched in the face and he's crossed paths with a lot of guys that I know and respect. I don't actually know Tucker at all, and that's like a separate issue, but quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And I would ask them to have handled it differently. To kind of like be excoriating ideas and not giving a anyway. Nevertheless, I don't see men feeling empowered to be like you.
Yeah, here's the thing is like, look, I actually know Tucker, not like we're not best friends, but I've known him throughout the years. He did my first ever interview on Fox News.
Wow.
Tucker's a good man. I mean, I don't agree with everything he says. And I think there's been a big mischaracterization of him in the Nick Fuentes interview. Like Tucker, interviewed Putin and didn't push back on him.
Yep. Yep.
And but to condemn people for not condemning someone else's bad ideas when they're trying to get to like Nick Fuentes should be actually, to be honest, Nick Fuentes should be studied. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, he was a mainstream he worked for Ted Cruz. Okay. He was a mainstream guy. Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro were his heroes.
What?
Oh yeah. Mark Levin shaped his entire constitutional view. Ben Shapiro, he used to listen to him religiously. And people don't know that.
No.
And, but the issue is what should be studied is how he became as nuts as he is. And because what's not happening is this guy has a podcast that is more popular than Joe Rogan.
I know.
So obviously, a lot of people either at least agree with some stuff he's saying or are very interested to see why he says it. And Republicans would be well poised to understand what happened to him and how he ended up where he is today. Because if they don't, he's got 40 million people that listen to him on occasion.
That many?
40 million rifle through some of his videos.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was like
so
5
the
million.
Republican Party better understand how we got there, because you're going to have more people go that direction, which does not fit in mainstream conservatism.
See, but no one's saying that you are. A few are. Actually, that's not true. Half are saying this is not conservatism.
Yeah.
And then half are like, well, I don't know. And it like my concern is my son, which it's like, well, it's your job. He's your son. And you're, he's
Sure.
Fortunately does not like Nick Fuentes, but boys like my son, boys my son is friends with, these young men that have been so disenfranchised that they're one of those 40 million that are listening to this. And I guess my concern is that if somebody doesn't give these kids an alternative path, that they become, what do you think it is? Honestly, if you what is it?
I'll be honest. Like, look, the kids nowadays, for the last 15 years, this DEI and social justice stuff has all been rammed down their throat. And now, honestly, like if you called someone a bad name, you were so bad. And kids, kids are kids. They want, like, nowadays, I listen to my 12-year-old daughter and her friends calling each other gay and retarded all the time. Okay. But they don't like mean anything by that. They're just not. Like, it's a funny thing to say for them.
But
the problem is it was so taboo for them to say anything bad for 15 years. And a lot of these kids pent it down, but they all felt it deep down. And someone like Nick Fuentes came along who said a bunch of really offensive stuff. And they were like, he's saying stuff. And they gravitated towards it very slowly, eventually. And then it became 40 million views. And now we're sitting there like, how did Nick Fuentes? It's because washy Republicans refuse to tell liberals to shut the F up and let kids be kids. Like, when we started medicating, and we could go into this one all day, with ADHD, like, oh, your 8-year-old's jumping on the bed. He must have ADD. No, he jumps on the bed because he's 8. And since we started neutering our children's creativity, that's when they started wanting to resist and fight back, but they didn't know how. And they quietly navigated into people like Nick Fuentes. And that's the danger that I see by trying to keep kids from being kids.
All right, guys, if you like this clip and you want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want more content like this, you can subscribe to the show by clicking here.